Before this video starts, I just want to remind you guys that a lot of you that watch my videos are actually not subscribed, and I highly recommend clicking that subscribe button and becoming a part of the fellow Mercs. And also be sure to check out the Patreon, link in the description, and join the Discord. Alright, see you guys later, enjoy the video.
Hello everyone, my name is Agent Paul of Mobile Task Force Delta 7, codename Bookkeepers, and welcome back to another SCP document review. In the SCP, we'll be reviewing today's SCP-5432. Object Class, Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-5432 is kept frozen in a standard anomalous objects locker in the low temperature containment area of Overwatch Command for the sake of item preservation. Description: SCP-5432 is a cooked apple pie that was formerly a 102-year-old human male by the name of Herman Fry. Based on residual subatomic ontological particle emissions in SCP-5432, Fry is estimated to have had the highest recorded internal Hume level to date at 25 times standard human baseline. Discovery: SCP-5432 was discovered on February 10th, 2020 at 5:32 a.m. following a series of highly anomalous events and a spike in universal Hume levels. The sequence consisted of alterations to baseline reality across known existence centered around a point 27 kilometers southwest of Overwatch Command. Further investigation discovered a two-room cottage owned by Herman Fry at the sequence's epicenter. Ontological levels reached a maximum of 7 times baseline at 6:32 a.m. before reverting to their initial non-anomalous states. None of the local civilians possess any memory of the events, despite drastic alterations to reality made in the area during their duration. Fry's home was found deserted by responding Mobile Task Force Alpha-1, Red Right Hand, who discovered SCP-5432 in a rocking chair on the cottage's seaside-facing porch. The team reported to the cabin to be littered with literature from multiple non-existent self-help groups and New Age religions, as well as sufficient personal effects to determine Fry's identity. Collected items include wedding photos, a lifetime membership to the Association of Dunkirk Little Ships, and an Arctic Star campaign medal for service guarding convoy routes during World War II. The oven was left on and preheated at 200 centigrade. Addendum 5432.1 Discovery Event Log. Note: the following was compiled by both direct witnessing by Foundation personnel during the event sequence and a global mapping of reality fluctuations following its conclusion. Recorded data was utilized to statistically map previous reality states using the Turing-12 supercomputer located within Overwatch Command. And here we have time, location, and event summary in the table. 5:32 a.m. Cottage of Herman Fry. Herman Fry's cottage materializes southeast of Helston with its oven preheated at 200 centigrade. 5:48 a.m. The Channel. A fleet of 81 civilian-flagged motor yachts appear 5 kilometers off the southern coast of Falmouth. Their appearance is accompanied by the sound of gunfire emanating from the southeastern seas. The ships sail towards the source of the noise at a speed of 135 knots until they circumnavigate the world and appear off the northern coast 44 minutes later. 5:54 a.m. Harbor Road Pub, Porthelvin. The windows of the building all vibrate in harmony to the tune of Slow Boat to China, a song about two individuals taking a solitary and romantic journey to a fictional land. The piece is sung in duet by two voices inherently identified as Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney. No such persons exist within known history. 5:59 a.m. Falmouth Hospital. The ground beneath the facility rises due to a sudden tectonic shift until it is 6.3 kilometers above sea level. The brickwork of the building glows with a composite brightness of 1.5 million lumens. 6:04 a.m. Porthelvin Community Graveyard. A total of 10,000 Gordon's gin bottles and 10,000 MG Manget ZA automobiles fall from the sky and onto the cemetery grounds. 6:06 a.m. Royal Psychiatric Asylum of Cornwall. Entering the asylum via its front entrance teleports the person to the top and edge of the seaside cliffs at Lizard Point 63 kilometers away. 6:10 a.m. Fistral Beach, New Quay. Previously abandoned warehouse is instantly decorated with advertisements for 32 different non-existent religions. Examples include the Process Church of the Final Judgment, the Church of Scientology, Buddhism, and the Church of the Second Hythoth. 6:13 a.m. Bodmin. A 1 kilometer tall and 100 meter wide, hermetically sealed cylindrical prison appears above Bodmin. The structure's interior consists of stacked rows of cells encircling a pillar spanning its height. The pillar structure resembles a Scranton reality anchor constructed from human remains. 6:18 a.m. Global event. All video monitors across Cornwall play episode 9 of a non-existent television series named Cosmos, identified by an entity that self-identifies as Carl Sagan. The episode discusses multiple hypothetical cosmological structures such as quasars and galaxies. The prison structure above Bodmin evaporates as water vapor. 6:19 a.m. Lizard Point. 2 unmarked graves, one 25% the size of the other, appear at the cliff's edge. The ground around the grave plots collapse into the sea, leaving 2 stone pillars on the coastline. 6:21 a.m. Universal event. Cornwall vibrates to produce Slow Boat to China at a constant volume of 60 decibels. Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney's voices are replaced by one woman and an adolescent of unknown identities. A layer of human placental tissue forms around the reality's outer surface, making an embryonic shell 120,000 kilometers in diameter. 6:25 a.m. St. Ives. The town is replaced by a massive astronomical observatory taking up its incorporated area. The telescope inside has a maximum magnification factor 1,256 times stronger than necessary for total universal viewing. 6:27 a.m. Truro. The populace of 19,260 people is replaced by identical instances of an unidentified woman approximately 28 years of age. Each is dressed in a wedding gown and holds an ingredient for apple pie. The instances converge on the Cathedral of the Blessed Virgin Mary in Truro. All instances return to their original state, location, and identity following entry. 6:29 a.m. Universal event. The terrain within a 5-kilometer radius of the cottage is transformed into a pie crust which rises to cover and consume Fry's home. The figures of one man, one woman, and one child holding hands together decorate the puff pastry surface. Tears spread across the placental layer encapsulating known reality. 6:32 a.m. Cottage of Herman Fry. The pastry crust around Fry's cottage retreats to the front porch. An additional rocking chair materializes on either side of the one already present, with one being appropriately sized for a child between 5 to 8 years of age. SCP-5432 appears in the center's rocking chair. The cottage's oven is left on and preheated at 200 centigrade. Well, everyone, that's it for this week's document review. Thank you all for listening or watching, and my name is Agent Paul of MTF Delta 7, and I'll see you next week in another document review.